Okay, I'm just gonna do a quick live reading. I was on another platform earlier, and I guess I didn't really get to say what I wanted to say. I'm not going to actually say what platform I was on, but I did a live reading. Well, no, not live reading. A live. I entered a live chat that somebody else was doing, and I guess because it's a lot of I wanted to say a whole lot at one time, and so I put almost everything out, but the person and I was not seeing eye to eye on my belief. So I have a lot of downloads that come through, and it may not be fitting for somebody else's viewpoint. So what I'm going to do is just do my own live video, right? And do commentaries because I do commentaries once in a while. So I'll just do my commentary and go with my list. So I was watching a video about Kanye West, right? Um, they were replaying where he's wearing the black outfit, the black hood, right? And so I just was getting ideas and downloads from some of the things that I was seeing and they were saying. And one thing that stood out was that Kanye West was dressed like the Shadow Man. He was dressed in all black, and the in the background was nothing but shadows moving, and the cameraman kept focusing on the shadow. And so I decided, well, let me bring it up in the podcast and say something about it. But like I said, my opinion was not taken. It wasn't. It's my opinion. Like I said, it wasn't taken as readily. I don't know. It's just the person was not ready to accept the way I think, and the reason I say that is because I just got the download. So of course they're not going to think the way I think right away because they're not the one that have gotten the recent download to what we were seeing, what I was seeing in the video was a something he was not able to see himself, with which is the shadow situation of it, the shadow man aspect of the video. So because I'm getting messages, I'm speaking, but I'm not trying to speak against their belief. I'm just trying to say, hey, I seen this situation in what you were saying. Okay, so we have the shadow and the lighting of the Kanye West video with the black hood. Okay, and it's a black outfit that this shadow, this image, like I said, this shadow person wants to live as if it's a human, but it has to use a human body. And the lighting shows that the shadow is being focused on. If you watch the video and watch how the person videotaping Kanye West talking is concentrating on the wall, the behind the Kanye West, his shadow. So it's the shadow man using Kanye West as the body, the flesh, the meat to talk. Okay, to get their point across. But everything they want to say, they're using Kanye West, which is a dark skinned brown man. The black shadow man is using him to bring out, to say what he wants to say in a bold way. And he's using Kanye West to do so because Kanye West is considered black. But the shadow man is really the black people. Okay. The black people, they don't have bodies. So what do they use? The next thing in line would be humans, but they use the darker skinned people to get their point across. So the shadow and the wall with Kanye West and the black hood. So they're representing is a black man talking to a brown skinned man. If you will look at it, just forget that's Kanye West for a moment. Forget that's Kanye West inside that black hood and pretend that that is the shadow man. There is just that they're wearing a hood. It's the shadow man's way of saying men in black, right? He's got to be dressed in black, but they don't have a body. So it's using Kanye West as the body to say and to show, okay, in the human form. If we were to see the shadow man appear in front of that other black man, so-called black man, because he's dark brown. Kanye West and the other guy are dark brown. We're not really black people. The shadow man and their shadow people are the real true black people, like I've said in one of my videos. So what they're doing, the black man, the real black man, is talking to the dark skinned black man, I mean brown man. Oh gosh, it's going to be so easier if we just stop saying black people when we talk about our dark chocolate cells or dark caramel cells, whatever you want to call yourself if you are dark brown. Okay, so we're really not the black people, the shadow people are. They just don't have bodies. Like I said in my other video, stop calling ourselves black people. Okay, let me get to the story. So we have the shadow man, the true black man, wearing a disguise as if he's the man in black, men in black, shadow man. He's coming in front of you and he's using the human body that is considered to be badass, um, creative, rapper. He's using that energy to embolden himself. So who does he use? The dark skinned brown man to get his point across, but to wear the black shadow outfit to represent himself. He's the shadow man. So he's talking through Kanye West, and he's trying to he's letting you know all that he's thinking. Everything that Kanye West said, it's not Kanye West saying these things. It's the shadow man. If you look, they made it where they're speaking in front of a wall, and they dimmed the light a certain way so that there is shadows, and they kept focusing on the shadow behind Kanye West. That's the shadow man speaking through Kanye West. That is not Kanye West. And he's emboldened himself to say whatever he wants. And he wears the black hood because he's emboldened himself to use Kanye West to just say whatever he wants. And a lot of things he wanted to say was the word, the Nigger. He really said it. The shadow man really wanted to just be bold and say those things right in front of a dark skinned brown man. Okay. And but they don't see each other as different, because we always have that in this community where we're the same skin tone, but we always have a Judas in our skin tone, right? We're, all kinfolk, right? That saying. I'm not going to say the rest of it, but it's kind of like this shadow man is saying this, but boldly saying this in front of a person we call black people, black person. But it's not really Kanye West talking to that so-called black man. It is the true shadow man, the black man, saying everything he wants to say. And yes, look at the world today. Everything that's being rolled back when it comes to dark-skinned people, things being taken down. And now the shadow man is emboldened to just say whatever he wants. He's emboldened because he's emboldened other people to say and do whatever they want. Who are these people to take down the history of another people? They just come into power and decide we're going to take your stuff down. Who are they? Who? I mean, my question is, who are you that you're going to come in and take our stuff down? Or some of the stuff we don't need anyway. But who are they to take it down? Why can't we just be the ones to take it down? Why? Who are you? See, we don't just go around. We, as a certain people, don't go around taking their stuff down and say because we said so. Oh, we're in power now because we say so. That doesn't even make sense. That sounds like bullying, adolescent behavior. It doesn't sound like superpowers. It doesn't sound like heroes. It sounds like a bunch of bullies. You're just gonna come in and just start taking people's stuff down because you said so. But if we did that, that would look weird. Like if a certain people was to do that, because like I don't know. It wasn't even brown skinned people taken down. I'm talking about so-called black people. It wasn't even brown skinned people taken down like the Christopher Columbus statues. It was people that were not brown skinned doing all that, asking for it and actually getting it done. Because if brown skinned people had done it, so-called black people had done it, right? It would have been probably a war, civil war. And, so yeah, it didn't happen. We're not just going to go around just taking down stuff just because we were in power. Okay. Like, who are you? It's just it baffles me. Like, I know what I voted for. I voted for something I predicted would, a lot of things that are happening. I already predicted in some of my readings and some of the things I tell my family and my friends. Um, friends. I keep saying friends. Hmm. The definition of friends has changed. Um, yeah. Anyway, but so yeah. Okay. Let me get back to the story. So as I brought up that souls cannot be sold. People are saying Kanye West sold his soul. You can't sell a soul. It's eternal. And it's in the title. It's eternal. You can't sell a soul. You can be fooled into thinking you're selling it. Okay. And then you can be fooled into thinking that you can buy it back. And how do you buy it back? They may tell you you need to give another soul or harass another soul or steal from another soul, take out another. It's kind of like the cycle never ends. And the thing is that I kept thinking, if you could actually sell souls, then why have so many monitoring devices? I mean, if you have perfected the fact that you can sell souls, you should stop gang stalking people. You should stop doing a lot of monitoring. You should, I mean, because if you have perfected something, because we have Neuralink, right? There's Neuralink. If Neuralink is the perfection of, the fact that you're totally sold, you can never get your soul back. Other people believe that you can never get your soul back, and I don't have any proof that you can or cannot. I'm just using my opinion. Okay, because I just got this download. I actually thought, that there's no way that something material can actually keep you here, because we're all made of light and energy. When we leave, we can't really see when we leave, right? When we leave this earth, somewhere somewhere or another, right? Whether someone sees it or someone doesn't see you leaving, if you're gone, you're gone, right? We're talking about existence. So change your belief to ascend to a new level. All you do have to do is just change your belief to ascend to a new level. Okay, so if I don't believe that something can keep me here, it's not going to keep me here. What I mean is that in the spiritual sense, like if like, okay, I'm going to say the person brought up a disease. Okay, like if you don't believe that you can get a disease, then you're not. No, that's not what I meant. But I could not finish what I had to say because they didn't allow me to speak anymore on their live. So I have to come up here and say, hey, just go ahead and say what you have to say. If some people believe you, they do. Some people don't believe you, they don't. But it's not my thing to try to force my belief. It's just it was a sudden download on something I really thought. It's just there's no way something can keep us down here. Anything that's made of material or flesh cannot solidify your soul here. Okay, it can't. But that's my belief. That's my belief. And anyone, if you believe otherwise, it's fine. I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to fight. What's the purpose? Or I may be misunderstood, but what's the purpose of fighting back and forth? I cannot make you believe that purple is green and green is purple, right? I can't. Or blue and green is in between is aqua. If you think it's blue and I think it's green, then I can't fight that, you know. But what's the point of arguing? Because, like I said, everything that's here on this earth stays here when we leave. Everything, even the Neuralink in your head, it's put into your skull and your brain. That's flesh. That's all material. All that stuff is flesh. Even the material comes from the ground. It comes from the ground. It comes from the earth. Everything on the earth stays on the earth. When you ascend, you go. When you die, you go. Nothing put on your skull, on your fingers, your toes, your tongue, your nose rings. Nothing's going to keep you here. Nothing. None of it. Okay. And so, hold on. Okay. So what I'm saying is nothing will keep you here, no matter what anyone says. So if you think you've sold your soul or you're selling someone else's soul for fame, you're going to come back with that. That karma is going to come back. You got to pay that debt. It's a debt. People think that they're getting away with selling somebody else's property, assets, and souls and body. You're only selling what's here on this earth. You can't sell the soul. It's eternal. So if there's reincarnation, we're just going to keep coming back and just learning what not to believe next time. It took a while for me not to be a Christian. Obviously, it may have taken several reincarnations because now it's fully out of my system. You can't get me to believe anything that comes out of Christianity. Not a dang thing, not a grain of salt of it. Because there's been so many people that have been hypocritical. So it took me how many, I don't know how many centuries or whatever, how many reincarnations, but it's finally cleaned out. You can't get, there's nothing on the face of the earth will get me to believe in it. I can pretend I believe in it if you go into if there's like a certain mass, like let's say people are going to pretend, I mean going to force everyone to become Christian. I can pretend to be Christian. I've already done it before. I can pretend to be Christian. Okay. It's easy to pretend to be something. I can pretend to be a man. Okay. I'm a woman. I can pretend to be a man. It doesn't mean I'm one. I can pretend to be a bird, but I'm not a bird. See, the thing is that when things are, uh, when it's survival, people are doing what they have to do only if it's good. Pretending to be a man and forcing you to be a man are two different things. Okay. Me pretending is not going to hurt you, but me forcing you to pretend just like me is going to be a problem because now you're interfering with somebody else's destiny, somebody else's space. Okay. So, so if you're, let me see. Let me write in the chat what I'm talking about. Souls. Yep. Yeah, souls are eternal. Okay. So that's what I'm talking about. Okay, so I'm glad I'm gonna write some of the things, some of the key points whenever I get a chance. Um, so yeah, you cannot just like when you do the when you're going to the supermarket. What do? Do you buy souls there? No, they can't sell souls. There's no way to sell it. Okay, you can buy meat, you can buy chicken, you can buy cows, you can buy them whole, you can buy them cut up, you can buy them alive, you can buy them dead. But either way, even if you bought a cow alive, you can. The thing is that when you finally do butcher the cow, what's on the plate when you're cooking it? What's you cannot give the soul to. You cannot serve the soul on a plate. You can only serve the flesh of the cow. Even if you was to have a big old feast, a big celebration with a big cow or a calf or whatever you call it, or a goat. People do that a lot in different countries as well. And what do they serve on the platter? What are people eating? Do you see them eating souls? No, you can't sell the soul. No supermarket can sell you souls. They can sell you flesh. They can sell you beads. They can sell you crayons. They can sell you shoes, sandals. They can sell you hair products, lashes. Even the stock market cannot sell you souls or go up in stock and souls and down in stock and souls. You can't even do that. See, this is what I was trying to address on another live with someone else's live, and I can't keep going to somebody else's platform and voicing my opinion. It's not going to work. Okay, it's not going to work out. And sometimes when the downloads come to me, it could be while I'm on that person's chat. But at the same time, I need to be mindful that some people in that person's chat may not be ready for what I have to say, and they may, because they're used to that person, they may reject me. And I'm starting to realize that's okay. I like to see how they feel, but I don't want to argue. I'll just from now on just do just start my live readings on my channel when I have an opinion instead of going to somebody else's channel to put out my downloads. That's what I would do. I just go here and just, or maybe to Rumble and put just do my live readings there. Okay. So yeah, I just learned a lesson today that people get angry really easily if you talk against their talking points. I learned that lesson today. And this person is they generally a nice person, and I'm nice too, but I don't want any beef. So next time I'll just come to my channel when I have any bright ideas, any bright ideas, but I don't want to go to somebody else's audience and try to convince them of what I'm thinking. Um, I think I'll just stay in my lane, stay in my place. Plus, I don't know much about this person's characteristics or belief system to be coming onto their show and believing that they're going to side with my opinion. I don't know that much about them. Okay, to just think that, oh, let me just go on here, just like a lot of people go on there and argue and fight. um but sometimes you could be misunderstood and the person may get offended, the host may get offended because you're being misunderstood. Okay, and if they allow you to say what you have to say, just let them know that you're being misunderstood, and don't argue back, and probably just fall back. So um that's how I feel like. Okay. So we're talking about stock market cannot sell souls. If never, we've never seen it. I've never seen the stock market sell souls. Okay, I've never seen it. Okay, I've never seen it advertised ever. I don't think anybody has seen the stock market advertise, souls being sold but we know that people do human traffic, which is wrong. But guess what human trafficking is? That's flesh. That's material. That's part of this earth. Okay. So when we say souls and human, we're talking about flesh and something you cannot see. Something you cannot see. You cannot sell something you can't see, just like you cannot sell the Christian God. Okay. You can't see it. You can't sell it to me. I mean, I just need somebody. I mean, if you can sell your Christian God to me, not a book, not a CD, not a videotape, just sell me your God. Sell me this Jehovah, this Christian God that you have. Sell it. I'll Is it for sale? Because it looks like it's for sale a lot, especially when you have to lock the doors. Okay, in the church. If you can sell me your God and I can see it on a platter, let me know, because stock market, they have never sold a God either. Okay. If you can sell your Christian God to me, I want to first look at it, because when I'm buying cattle or when I'm buying a material, like if I'm buying a candle and I want to see that it's not broken or anything, I want to take a look at your God. If you can sell your God to me, not the Bible, don't sell me the book, don't sell me the audio tape. Okay, if you can sell me something invisible, let me take a look at it. See, that's what I'm saying. You cannot sell a soul. You can't sell a soul because it's invisible. You can make all the Neuralinks you want, all the astral projection machines you want, and all the Ghostbuster machines you want. We're talking about avatars. We're walking in avatars, and you're putting these things on avatars, on things that are made of flesh and materials, and you're saying these things are going to keep your soul here. Like the people that didn't give you your soul can actually tell you how to keep it here. They didn't build it, they didn't make it, and they don't even know the essence of how it works. But they can tell you that a piece of metal, something that comes from the ground, they can shape it and put it together, and it can keep you stuck here. But they can't show us their God, this invisible God of theirs that they keep standing in front of the pulpit of, saying that they have to speak for him, for you, to you. But they can't show you this God. They can't even sell him to you. They can sell his Bible to you for $5,000, maybe, if it looks nice. They can sell his Bible to you. I want to ask, if I was invisible, what can I sell to you? If I was invisible, since you're God, I mean, this God can sell Bibles. It's invisible though. It can sell Bibles. It can sell clothes, because some people have to wear certain type of clothes when they go to these, congregation situations. So, you have to wear a certain type of clothing. Maybe you can't have lipstick, fake hair. You have to cover up from head to toe, right? So if I mean, this invisible God sells you a way of being around him, him. Okay. Wow. Like I said, you can't sell a soul. You can't sell something that's invisible. Stock market hasn't done it. The supermarket hasn't done it. Go and buy something invisible, and please tell me how much it costs. Please tell me how much it costs. And then tell me, can you put a hat on something invisible unless it's man-made? I'm talking about something that's invisible, like not man-made, not man-made cloaks where it can hide you and make you look like you're invisible, not the Hollywood stuff. If I was invisible, what can I sell you? If I was invisible, what could I wear? You would just see a piece of clothing just walking around with no body, right? But at least it would tell you that I'm real, because I'd be walking around with the material on, right? I'm like, hey, I'm here. But these Christian gods, all these other gods, they're invisible, but they never show us how they're really there. All we see is their representative. Their representatives are people, flesh. I'm trying to say that you cannot sell the soul. You cannot sell it because it's invisible. You can't see it. And how can you capture something and have the materials and the equipment to even capture something that's invisible, that you can't even materialize yourself? You can't even you can't material. If you can capture people that are invisible, why can't you bring your God here? Why can't you capture your God? It's invisible. Why not let us all see this God of yours? If you can you have the programs, the materials necessary to capture ghosts, to capture not ghosts, I mean souls. Ghosts are different because government can pretend to be ghosts too. Okay. They have holograms, they knock on walls, they put listening devices or recording devices in your walls before you move in, or they're or while you moved in, they have people, that come in your house and, fix things that go wrong, but then they put these devices in your walls and patch it up. By the time they're done, you don't even know anything happened. They have things that knock on the wall. They have devices that make it look like something's knocking from one area, but it's from another area. And they have voices say hello, mimic you, because they have recordings of you, so they can mimic you. That's government. So if you think you have you have too many paranormal activities in your home, it's government related. Okay. Stop falling for the okey doke. See, that's why my belief system is changing, so that everything they do, I know who it is. I know it's not a God it's the government. You got to wake up, change your mindset, your belief system. Because if you stay stuck in, oh, it's ghosts, you're going to reincarnate believing it's ghosts instead of going into the next level of thinking, now it's just the government. They got stuff probably wired around the house. They got so many cameras around the neighborhood, and so many cameras, even so many things. You see so much evidence in people's videos nowadays, the paranormal videos, that is definitely the government putting things in the walls and holograms and shadows, and they're playing around because above your home are satellites, right? They can play with that stuff. Change your belief system. Let me put that on there. Change your belief system. I hope that's how you spell it, because I'm not about to. What I'm not going to do is try to figure out how to spell everything. On to the next. All right. So human trafficking cannot sell souls, only human flesh. So when you see, yes, it's horrible. Human trafficking is horrible. No one wants that. It's disgusting. It's evil. But at the same time, we have to realize that's not selling of souls. That is not the selling of souls. Okay. You cannot sell. I mean, it may look like they're selling people. And it's almost like these people believe that if they sacrifice other people, that they're going to um, come back to a world that's going to favor them, and they can stay in these cults for the next reincarnation and the next reincarnation, because they've devoted themselves to say, hey, they when they come back, when they're reincarnated back, they hope that they're part of this cult and part of this group, that this group will accept them, saying, hey, okay, we remember that you left this way. Do you still want to be this badass? Okay. And so they may say, yeah, because they think that, but then the karma starts to come in, because you have to pay for everything you did the last lifetime, the next lifetime. You have to pay for it. All everything I've paid for was before 40 years old. Everything that I've done the last life is, or believed in, like I said, I used to believe in Christianity before I was 40 years old. That's gone. You can't, not a grain of salt would get me to believe in Christianity. Okay, with all the false, the discredited situations, the money hungry, the pedophilia, all these things have come with every belief system. Like, children are used as wives in some of these belief systems. Wives and the boys are being abused in these belief systems. It's like all the belief systems have done this. Pedophilia, all of them. Not one can I say that, no, all of them believe in that system. Yeah, so I'm no longer, I'm hoping that if there's reincarnation and I have to reincarnate this next time around, yeah, I will not unless the Christian, like, say, let's say I'm reincarnated, right? And the Christian faith came back and was rampant. Okay. The thing is, I would be one of those that would rebel. I will probably be one of those that will be, gone sooner than, yeah. It will be, I will rebel against it the next reincarnation. There's no way. It's already out of my system. It's a thing that when next time I come back, it's just, I was close enough before I came back this lifetime. I was close enough to not believing in it before I came back. I was so close. But man, I was so close to not believing in it. Now I'm just so glad that it's like I'm open, awakened to the fact that I was almost there. So yeah. But it's wasted 40 years of my life. Yeah. Okay, it wasted 40 years because it was nothing but confusion. Like, but I thought you said this, but you're doing that. But you said I shouldn't, but you're doing this. It's like it was so hypocritical being in that religion that I had to go from one to the next, trying to figure out which one is the right one for me. And none of them were. If I went to one, it was backbiting, gossiping. If I went to another, it was racism. It was if I went to another, it was looking at you up and down because you're a single mom or you're divorced and you're not married, or it's like none of them, you know, none of them would accept me as I am. Even, I mean, I'm talking about the leadership and the people that followed is trying to indoctrinate you. Me just being with my boyfriend at the time wasn't good enough. I was being told, you better marry or you can't come back because our pastor said so. It's like, why are you in my life? Why are you in my business? At least I came to your, at least I came and visited your congregation. But now you're coming to knock on my door, you and your wife. This was when I was young. I was in my 20s. And I already had two children, and I was pregnant with one, and I was with I was with his dad, and we had not gotten married yet. And we went to a Jehovah Witness church, and one day we got a knock on the door. The guy and his wife came to the door, and they needed to speak to us. Okay, and it was like, well, we was talking this, and their pastor, their minister came to them and said that they couldn't continue to be friends with us because we were not legally together at that time, right? So we thought we were common law at the time, but we weren't. Common law. He said that common law did not count. We had to do it the legal way. So he said we had to do it within 2 weeks. So we were scrambling up, like, just to be part of their church. We were scrambling up coins. I can tell you, I think $15 of that 30 something bucks that we had to give to get married for the license. It was $15 of that was a bunch of coins, just so we can please those people. You can never please these belief systems. Just be yourself. Just be yourself, because they're going to, if you give them an inch, they're going to take a mile. You go over there to their congregation, they're going to try to dictate how you should live your life, how you should dress, how you should talk, what you should wear. What you should wear there and not there. So yeah, they couldn't even sell me their God because I had never met their God. I've never seen Jehovah, but they said that's who they were following, but they couldn't manifest them in front of me to make. I didn't get to shake Jehovah's hand. Like, I never get to shake any of these God's hands that they keep saying that, that they can't manifest their gods to even shake my hand. You know, you can't even manifest your God, but you have a Neuralink, you have a machine that can keep me here, that can keep my invisible being here when I leave my avatar behind. You telling me that? You're telling me that you have a machine that can capture invisibility, not man-made invisibility like in the movies, like the government has perfected. Okay, the invisibility of going walking in and around your home, opening cabinets, throwing popcorn, moving things, messing with your cabinets, opening your doors, moving one thing from one room to another, even though the doors were locked. So invisibility has been perfected. I promise you, the government has already perfected invisibility. Okay, it's already done. It's not in the future. It's already done. I've seen it. I've lived it. And I'm still living in the same house that it happens in. If there's too many things happening at once, it's the government. Too many paranormal normal type activities, and then your neighbors are also included in doing things around you to make it look as if, yes, is the government involved, because their behavior coincides with what's going on inside the home. Okay. So, like I said, I'm not going to focus on that because a lot of you have that happening. You're not noticing that the government has got a hold of your house, your apartment, and they're doing all kinds of things, making you feel like it's ghosts. It's not ghosts. It's the government. Okay. You say, how are you doing? You agree that when it said soul is selling, it's mostly about the vitality of the soul. Vitality, um, vitality, vitality of the soul. Are you talking about essence, like the vibrance, right? You said vitality of the soul. Yeah. And the thing is that I believe that even if I was chipped, like, thank you for bringing that up. Even if I was chipped, because I think that was on my list of talking about, even if I did get chipped by the government, right? It's on the avatar. They can't stick it onto the soul. It's invisible. They cannot stick it. Even if it's, let's say this Neuralink is made of light, and they find the strongest light. This is why we have 5G. They're trying to find the the most energy they can use to keep you, but it's not working because they can't even manifest their God. But holograms, they're going to see a lot of holograms and things manifested by the government, okay, to make it look as if we're being haunted and there's zombies and a lot of things are going to happen in the future. There's no stopping it. They're on that path, okay. With Neuralink and what do you call that? It starts with a C. Oh goodness gracious! For me, there is spirit and soul in physical body, and some people consider the soul as spirit, meaning yeah. The thing is that, yeah, a spirit. Uh huh. That's exactly what I mean. But we also have to, when you think about spirit, you also have to wonder this. The spirit, I think, is almost slightly different from the soul, because the soul is what you are, but the spirit is what speaks to you, right? Is that speaking energy telling you what to do. People say the spirit spoke to me, right? So is the spirit is also government. The government is the spirit is your MK Ultra, is yourself, and it's also other voices. Okay, that's the spirit. Spirit is yourself, MK Ultra, and other voices, meaning other people around you influencing what you think. It's like the spirit is it's a jumble of energies filled with people you've known, you've grown up with. Uh, Man, I'm thinking about the Dragon Ball Z, that ball. The spirit is like that, where it's like a bunch of, it's like an energy that's thrown at you. Okay, that's the spirit. The soul is just us, our being. The soul is our being. The spirit is the, okay, you understand? Yeah. So it's kind of like sometimes when you think you're speaking to yourself, it could just be and you just never know which one is really yours, because the government has perfected your voice. It has mimicked, it has perfected the how to mimic you. And look at AI, it's perfecting how to be you. Okay, it's perfecting how to be your essence, but it can never be you. That's why it's trying to destroy you. It wants to, it's kind of like taking over, but it wants to be you and have, it wants a body. So it's definitely, it cannot really live in your, it wants to live in your body, but it can only use the material, the flesh, which is the brain, the skull. Of obviously it needs the skull to, so it can insert the material or get in there. But it's to also hold it in, to keep it in, right? It's almost like a hat. The skull is like a hat, really. But what I'm seeing is that A, AI is only trying to, it's trying to live. It wants a body, but it's tried so hard to use our bodies, but it can't get us to do everything it wants. Okay. No, oh, what is that? You come from France? I had to sleep, but by listening to you, you keep me thinking a lot. So you're from France. Hmm. I've always wanted to go there. Yeah, I bet it's beautiful. Um, okay. So, okay, so belief in CERN. Okay, that's the word, CERN. CERN, Neuralink, AI, all these things come together. But the one thing they cannot do is is get you like okay, with those things in your body, they can get you to wake up. But the thing is that sometimes they may have to make like do knocks on your walls, or make a car speed by, or ambulance. The thing is that AI is it cannot, it's not perfect. It's not, it doesn't feel like it's perfect because it can't get you to be that machine right away without it interfering. This is why I say, if you are, if they have perfected this system of trying to capture your soul, if they can capture your soul, why continue to monitor you? Why? If you have perfected it, leave people alone, let them be. If you have perfected it, I'm saying, if I'm somebody that has perfected something, why keep having people monitor you, watch you, stalk you, gang stalk you at that, and follow you everywhere you go to make sure that you document that at 9:10 that you did a certain thing. This is what Neuralink does. It's like at 9, let's say, well, maybe 9:11. Like, let's say at 9:11, you stopped at a stop sign and the ambulance just happens to drive past. Well, it's written that at the 9:11, it's written somewhere. You may not know, but this is how Neuralink and all that works. This is how the system works. Mind control, MK Ultra, is that at, let's say, 9:11, something happens on that day. An ambulance just happens to drive past you, or someone gets in a car accident, or um, um, you may see something that requires an emergency, or you may get something on the radio that talks about uh, that talks about uh, health. Okay, something that talks about health. It could be anything. It could be a commercial about um, anything to do with health. Okay, if they have perfected the way to keep your soul, why continue stalking and monitoring you and monitoring your every move to see that they have controlled your every move? Why not just let it be? Since you, I could not be something that has perfected something and keep monitoring it. That doesn't make any sense. If you've perfected it, you know for 100% sure that you can get this thing to go where you want it to do everything you want. Why waste anybody else's time to be a gang stalker to make sure it's still happening, to make sure it's being done on time and being witnessed? Why? So no, they have not perfected how to solidify your soul staying here. They have not perfected how to capture your soul. They have not. So your soul cannot be sold. Only the belief that your soul or someone else's soul can be sold can keep you stuck on believing that you can be sold. No, the soul is eternal. Is eternal. It can't be sold because you can't sell something that's invisible. You can't see it. So let's say you have an orange, okay, and you're like, hey, here's an orange. Let's say I'm handing you an orange right now. Can you see my orange? Can you see it? Unless you use AI to pretend there's an orange right there. No, there's no orange in my hand. But I'm going to try to sell you this orange, okay? And I need you to believe that there's an orange in my hand because I really need that money. Okay, it's like them selling me a god. I can't see it, but if you can sell it well to me, I may buy it even though there's nothing there. That's the same way this belief system. If you believe that your soul can be sold, it can be sold, but your mind thinks it can be sold, then it can be sold only because your mind believes it can, but it cannot be sold literally. It cannot. The technology to perfect how to steal your soul and to hold it, it's not been perfected. It's not, they cannot, because we we come from this earth. Nothing we use on it can keep your soul in it. You can't use copper, you can't use gold. You can sell those things though, but none of those things can keep your soul here. You can use it to create all the Neuralinks you want, all the CERNs you want, but what are they trying to sell you? The idea that they can. Okay, say, but they could sell the soul energies, right? That's why the black wizard is exactly. That's what I'm saying. They can sell that energy. They can, like, if you go to a person that does, like, in the past, I used to have people, there used to be psychics that would that would tell you that in order to get a certain thing out of your life, you have to give them $900. And I used to believe in this. I used to believe that we had to give these people a lot of this money. And then one day it dawned on me, I'm like, okay, wait a minute. Why does it cost money to remove that? It's just it's not a physical person. It's a feeling. And then I started to see they would say, hey, to remove that from your life, give us this, or and we'll send you a cloth or send you this. And I'm thinking, okay, if 80% of the women are going through the same thing I'm going through, how is this a curse? I started to analyze that, okay, wait a minute. Why am I paying for something that's happening to 80% of women? But if you're speaking to a specific person and they think you're gullible, they'll keep you thinking that it's only happening to you. Pay for it. It's happening to you, sister. It's happening to you, brother. If they can keep you believing that you're cursed, it's happening to you, then they can get your money. But then nothing ever happens. Okay. Most of the time I spent money on things that no one ever fixed when it came to the supernatural, these invisible gods, these that were supposed to fix things, these cloths, these oils that were supposed to fix things. Nothing got fixed. Okay. It's an individual, right? So it's like a container that no one would be able to delete. Exactly. Exactly. No one can delete the soul. It's perfect. Exactly. Let me put the word exactly. Thank you. So I'll mark exactly when you said that. Nice. Exactly. Let me give you some hearts for that. That was pretty cool. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, but you said the spirit is the true essence. If you can find yourself in that spirit, because I told you the spirit has many entities attached to it. The spirit is not your soul. Really, the spirit is not your soul. It's the voice. It's the voice in your head, the voice that speaks out. The spirit is just a bunch of, like, I think we already talked about that. It's like what your mom said, your dad said, your preacher said, your your leaders said, what you're thinking, and what it's the spirit is like what it's like I said, Dragon Ball Z. It's like that ball of energy that is inside you, and you're using it. You're using the energy to bring out your powers, to bring out whatever powers you can, because your experience is literally your powers. Your experience, what are you going to do with your experience now that you have this big ball of experience of everything that people have said and done around you? But um you also have people that are still speaking to you and you can't see them. It's like it's like a dog whistle, but you cannot hear it. But the government and other entities are like that dog whistle where no one else can hear them around you but you. Just like the dog. The dog is the only one that can hear the dog whistle, but we can't as humans, right? Unless you have a certain device, right? But we have this thing where if you have MK Ultra, you can't hear it. They've fine tuned it where no one else can hear it but you. Okay, it's MK Ultra, your own voice, and other people, other experiences. The voices in your head is everybody jumbled up, but the most recent voice you will have around you is MK Ultra, whether you want to believe it or not. The government is speaking to you every day. Every day they mimic your essence, your voice, because AI is whatever AI is doing, it's part of the government. If it's doing it on the computer, it's doing it to you, whether you want to believe it or not. If it's being done in real time through your computer, the government is speaking to you as if it's your own voice. So if it tells you go use the bathroom, and you go use the bathroom, but then you look at that it's a certain time of the day, that next week it'll be that same time of the day that they have you get up and go use the bathroom, or your menstrual cycle is starting to is if you're having a menstrual cycle, maybe some of you are not. Okay, but it's kind of like you're every day you have another voice that is always constantly with you. It's either, if you're not on your computer, it's all mostly MK Ultra. So even me talking on this computer could have been something it was planned that I do. I I can't I can't deny that, because there's a constant trying to mimic us, trying to feed us um, what we should and should not do. So AI has been trying to control us. The government is AI trying to control us, um, control the games you play, the people you see, whether you see people or not. They separate them from you or they keep you together. It depends on who you are. Okay. Um, this is the mind, right? The mind may say something and the opposite is the same time as exactly the mind, but think about it, the mind and the spirit, we say, when think about the religious people, they say the spirit spoke to me. You see what I'm saying? This is what I'm talking about when we're talking about the spirit and the soul. They're two different things. The mind and the spirit are the same. Okay, the mind and the spirit, but the soul, I'm going to tell you right now, the soul is, most of the time the soul is quiet because it's trying to analyze. Is the soul, when you see somebody that's always quiet and they're just sitting there, you think that, wow, that person is shy or they're just reserved, because most of the time it's their soul just sitting and just watching, understanding. But I know people like that, and now I'm starting to appreciate them because they use their soul more than I do. I use my spirit because I was indoctrinated into Christianity and all the other religions before I even knew that some of the things in it was not for me. Okay, it's for some people, it's just not for me. And so I cannot knock down everybody's belief. I just know what doesn't sound good to me and what sounds good to me. So, but the people that I know that are reserved, they were born after me. Okay, they're either born, they're in their 20s, 30s. Okay, some of those people that I see that are reserved, they just lay back, and some of them are college students, right? I've noticed because my sons went to college, and I talked to some of their friends when they were with them, and they introduced me to some of their friends, and they just stand there and observe when you're talking, especially older people. So I just learned something just now. This is why the world likes it when the teenagers are acting a fool, when they're acting up and they're doing daredevil things and doing things on social media that's inappropriate, unnecessary, doing pranks and stuff. This is to keep them from sitting still and using their soul. Man, I just realized that right now as I'm talking. Wow. So yeah, okay. So I was talking about the reason why MK Ultra is majority of your time spent will be AI programming you, whether you want to believe it or not. Is going to tell you, okay, I need you to get on the live today. um no, you got dishes to wash right now, but it's going to be at 10. Let's say it's 10. And then at 10 o'clock, just like clockwork, you don't even know that you're not the one controlling you, but AI has not perfect 100% controlling you, because it still has to do a lot of some things. It has to like knock on walls and make birds chirp, and it has to do things to wake you up. Okay, it's not like you're not a robot. You're still human. So it's not perfected. I see all the flaws in it. It's not perfected, the fact that you can just do things with just straight AI, nothing else. It has to do things to interrupt you. It has to distract you. The thing is that in order for MK Ultra to work, you have to be distracted. Robots cannot be distracted. This is why AI can only work in robots, and it can only work on computers. But if you turn on and off your computer, you still control that computer. Okay. Whether it tells you to turn it on or turn it off, you are still controlling that computer. Okay. You say you was a little scary. I can feel that in the same time you say the soul is something that is quiet, is like a water blue thing. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's yeah, the soul is like the calm waters. Yeah. It's like it's nothing moving. You're like especially if you go to the beach and you're looking to see roaring water and it's not moving and you kind of get disappointed, right? You're like, wow, but it's beautiful, but you're so used to the motion, right? You're so used to the waves and you want to see that. You want to see things moving, but I'm starting to learn what you just said is also very nice with the water being blue and calming. I love the color blue. I love the color blue. And it's just, I'm now, as of today, I'm going to appreciate just seeing the water not moving, just at just calm. Man, I have, you don't know, you are here giving, like giving me awakening like words. Okay, especially the color blue is very pretty. The I just love the color blue, and it looks like my shirt is blue. It's dark blue, but okay. I was saying that I know a couple of people that are like quiet, and they're really reserved. That's the soul. That's just the soul, just taking everything, trying to understand, trying to see what's going on. But it's this AI, this interruption, this Neuralink, whatever it is, MK Ultra, and people think that people's minds are going crazy, that the anxiety, that they're that something's going wrong. Where you're being distracted, you're being distracted to make you do what they want, to make you do what they want. So if let's say you're going on street number one, but they really want you on street number two, what are they going to do? They're going to put distractions, maybe like someone running across the street real quick, a dog or a cat, or the stoplight not working, or it's suddenly the storm, or suddenly a car has stopped, or the car accident, ambulance, or there's ambulance coming through and the light has turned red. Now you have to wait. In order for AI to get you to do what it wants, it has to make distractions. It has not perfected how to hold on, how to keep the soul. It is still trying, it is still the government and the AI think the only way to control you is to distract you. Everything is distraction everywhere you go. Yeah, we need feminine energy. Oh my goodness. Yeah. They say your name's Micaiah. Is it Makaya? Makaya? I really like how we're talking back and forth. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I like this. Yeah. Wow. It's kind of like I'm getting downloads as I'm talking, because I was meant to like just I was just telling myself, just go and do your live reading. You know, if you want I wanted to just like unleash my download on somebody else's live readings, I mean live videos, but I saw that we were not on the same we're not on the same download path. So they're getting a different download than me. And so as who am I to force my opinion onto someone else's live chat, right? Instead of arguing, that's their chat. Whatever they believe is for their channel. So I need, if I have an opinion, just put it on my video, on my YouTube channel. What's the big deal, right? So I don't, I don't have any, then no hard feelings. not being able to like run off my list on someone else's life because there was a misunderstanding, and I had to actually say, hey, there's a misunderstanding, just so we can leave on good terms, because my download came during the time of watching somebody else's live reading. That's all. My download just happened to come in because I'd already received a message weeks ago, and I saw what my message, the continuing of my message was. See, I saw what needed to be added to my last message, and so when I saw it in the video, I'm like, let me say something, but they took it the wrong way, and I had to say, hey, it's misunderstanding. You're right, and let me go in and do what I think, say what I see. I think on my channel. I have a channel. Might as well say it here. Maybe you'll understand it more. Whoever needs to understand it, or whoever wants to talk about this, um, maybe you'll understand more if I just put it on my channel instead of trying to rush and put it on someone else's channel, um, where they have an audience already. Okay. But sometimes my opinions should just stay on my channel. Okay. It was just a quick download and it should have stayed here. And I'm learning the lesson, and I'm just going to mind my business. Okay. Um, I think I was and they talked about Kanye West. Does his agenda, does it go with other with what we're called to do? Oh well, it doesn't. The agenda doesn't fit anyone that's awakened. Okay, the agenda of wearing the black hood and stuff like that. It doesn't fit anyone that's awakened. It fits anyone that wants to believe that their soul can still be sold. It will fit your agenda. Okay. If you believe souls can be sold, then Kanye West with that black hood on has done his job. It benefits only the ones that believe that your soul can be sold. Just seeing him wearing that outfit just let me know that it's not really him speaking. It's the shadow man, the energy that is using him. That's who's speaking. Okay. It's not him. I'm not when I look at Kanye now, I'm not looking at the flesh and saying, "Oh man, he's," because the if you look at the video, it was zooming in on his shadow, and it kept trying to focus on his shadow because the shadow man wants is letting its people know, the people that let who he who has eyes, ear, that can hear. I saw what was happening. It's the people that know that it's the shadow man. If you're aware that it's not really Kanye, so they focus on the shadow because it's somebody puppeting him to say those things. Okay. And it's the puppet using him to say, and it could be Neuralink, MK Ultra, but they're saying, well, from his lips, they're using his body. From his lips, they're saying everything they wanted to say, even if it was derogatory, racist. It got to say whatever it wanted to say, and it dressed up in the image that it is the man in black, the shadow man. That's who was speaking through Kanye. It's not Kanye. Kanye's been gone. He sold his body to the dark side. Can't sell your soul. Can't sell the soul. The soul is there somewhere, but it's quiet. It's done talking. It can't even talk. The other thing has taken over. So he's just sitting there because the body cannot move without a soul. It can't move. The soul is just sitting there quiet. It's already sold its flesh. So it's better you gotta be quiet. You sold your flesh. You can't talk no more. Yeah. Once you sell the flesh, that's all you can sell. You can't sell the soul. The soul just sits there and watch what you just sold. Your soul just sits inside your body and watch what you've just sold. Even if you regret it, you got to come back and redo it because you just sold your flesh. Now the entity has taken over. Whoever that puppet master has taken over, you have to be quiet. It's not almost like an NDA. Shh. So Kanye West is just sitting in that body. The thing is that the body will start to rot if Kanye West wasn't sitting in there. His soul is still sitting in there, but it's like there's still water. Like you said, the water's just, it's blue. It's just sitting there. Oh, the color blue. You remember the color blue. The color blue is what they've been using whenever the towns burn and you see the blue is still there. You said something that, it's so weird. When I heard about the color blue, I went and looked in my the my boot camp book, the book that I bought from boot camp, where it had all our pictures of who was in my battalion. And I said, wait a minute. And I went and got the book. I said, I knew there was one person in my group, her last name was Blue. I said, for some reason, the color blue follows me. I love it. Okay. So something we can be agree in the same level, and that is only the link we have with words that could create. Yeah. Um, so yeah. Yeah. Poor Kanye. I mean, I can't say, um, oh well, thank you. You're inspiring too. So you're inspiring too. I'm gonna put that there. You are inspiring as well. You are in. Give you some hearts. It's nice. Well, I thank you for joining the live. It's nice to see somebody else is inspired or talking about this. Um, so yeah, I think I was getting more downloads because some of the things that I'm saying I've never heard before, never said it before. Okay, so as this is why I was told to just go ahead and do your live and listen to the word I was told. It's kind. I'm not saying AI is 100% wrong. Okay, there's nothing wrong with AI. There's nothing wrong with technology because I'm using it to speak to you now, or to download videos, to talk live to people all around the world if they're listening. So there's nothing wrong with technology, nothing at all. It's just the way people use it to either hurt or help. That's going to make and break how you feel about it, right? But I think I was saying you with the thing with Kanye West, right? With the fact that I was going to say poor Kanye, but I can't really do that. But the reason I was going to say that is because he has to sit in his body and watch what he sold. He sold, when they say sold out, I'm not talking about the racist part. I mean, he sold out to the shadow man, the man, the people in the shadows that we don't get to see, that are puppeting everything, right? He sold out to them. And now the thing is that what you have to do is, he's not dead. His spirit is dead. The spirit that's using his body is not dead, but Kanye's spirit is dead. The one that speaks for him, he has to be quiet. So that spirit cannot talk. So when I talk about that Dragon Ball Z, that voice that speaks through Kanye, he is not part of that ball. He is not part of that spirit. It's most of that spirit is Neuralink, which is MK Ultra, and everybody else in his surrounding. So whenever you hear Kanye speak, Kanye is not the one speaking. Kanye is quiet, and because he's already sold his body, he can no longer speak because he sold it. So that means somebody else is um, walking around pretending to be him, but using his body. Yeah, Kanye West is the only one that can keep his body alive, though, because once if the soul leaves, guess what happens? It dies. The body dies when the soul leaves. So Kanye West is still there, but he can't talk. So anything you hear him say, it's not him. The shadow puppet is enjoying using his Kanye West's body, his lips, his everything to do what it wants. Now it's dressed up right in front of us. It's not even hiding. It's not even hiding. It's in plain sight. The shadow man came out and said, "Hey, it's the black man. It's the shadow man. Not Kanye West is the dark skinned brown man." But we've been made to take on the name black people, which we need to stop saying because we are not the black people. The shadow man, they're the black people. They're the ones, but the true black people don't have a body. So they use all our bodies, but they really like to use the darker skin tones bodies to do a lot of mischief, a lot of things that people are like, what? But at the same time, looks like it's like trending. Okay. It's kind of like, I don't know how to explain. Okay, it's not that the dark skinned black people. I mean, it's not that the dark skinned brown people that call ourselves black. It's not that we're bad. It's just that this entity enjoys using the darker skin tone for shock value. Okay, for shock value. This is why most of the time things that darker skinned brown people do are more advertised. If it's bad, it's blown up to like 1,000. Okay, more than the other groups that are lighter. Okay, but even though the other groups that are lighter get the same thing, the same things happen in their communities, but why is it so much highlighted in the darker brown community, so-called black people? It's because the shadow man, he uses that to he it's we're all its enemy. Okay, when it comes to humans, the shadow man doesn't like any human. Okay, they use anyone. So like I said, any community can get it. That's what the shadow man thinks. Anybody can get it, but for shock factor, they like to use the what's closer to their skin tone, which is brown skin. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, it's interesting. And it's really sad, but I didn't even know that about Kanye West. Okay, I just found that out in this live reading that that's what's happening to his soul, and that's what happens to souls. That I mean, like I said, I just got the download, and I went to somebody else's channel, and I was speaking, but they were they weren't seeing what I was seeing. So I'm like, something is like, go to your channel and do it. But I know who told me to go to this channel and do it. It's the government. I'm telling you, it's AI, MK Ultra. We hear these voices, but we can't. It's these are silent voices. We can't really hear them speaking to us, but we're thinking that these are our own. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I described it as the government has perfected how to mimic us and how to sound like us, so that when we hear the dog whistle, the human dog whistle, because dog whistles, how we humans cannot hear the dog whistle, but they've perfected it where they can say things to us and we think it's our own voices. That's why when you see people go to psych wards and stuff, because they're hearing these voices and it's telling them to do things and that they shouldn't do, and they're listening to it or they're falling for it. But I wonder how they get that far, though. I wonder how they get that far is when they, because some people, they try to tell others what's going on and no one believes them and they see them as crazy. I wonder how it gets that far along that, man, that's it's wild. But like I said, the government perfecting your own voice. It could be in the walls, it could be, but it definitely is satellite or in the walls of your home, your apartment. It's been wired in. So sometimes you would think you hear somebody, a mimic, or your child can say, "Hey, did you say something?" And you're like, "No, I didn't say anything." Or you'll be like, hey, did you say something to your child or to your family member? They're like, no, we didn't say anything. That's the that's the recording devices that are in the walls, pre put in or put in while you're living there. This is all done by the government. And no one can tell me otherwise. I don't believe in ghosts. I believe these there's holograms, and then there's other things that has been perfected. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, so I was led to do this live, but I don't believe it was like something I just like, oh, let me do this. It was a download that made it possible that I go ahead and do my own live reading today on this. It was just also the fact that me and the other person that I talked to on their live, we weren't on the same page. Okay. And they misunderstood what I said. So something's like, just do your own video. Okay. So that's what led me to doing my own video about this Kanye West thing. Okay. Because I wasn't going to do a video about it. I usually don't do commentaries. I do them randomly. Okay. Okay. Exactly. Exactly. The is shadow man, shadow people, men in black, whatever they want to call themselves. And you can see that they always try to put it in front of us that they're black. They're black. Men in black with the matrix. All the men were wearing black, sunglasses. Uh, now Kanye West is wearing all black. It's kind of with the hood. You see black shadows. But what I was going to say earlier is, let's say the the black guy, the so-called black guy that Kanye West was talking to in that video, right? Let's say it wasn't Kanye West and the true shadow man came out and was speaking to that man. How do you think the audience would have taken that? They're like, who's that? And most would be scared and be thinking it's a demon. So what do? They talk through a human, because if he went out and talked to, was I think there was DJ Accolade. I'm not sure who that was. I think that's who it was. If he was standing, if the real shadow man, the man in black, whatever they call themselves, was the one in that video, take out Kanye West. I mean, not take out, but you know what I mean. Remove him from the picture and pretend it was the real puppet master, the man in black, standing there talking to that so-called black man, right? How would that video look? Just pretend. Everybody would be like, what the hell is this? What are we seeing? Is he talking to a demon? Is he talking? So in order to distract you, in order to keep you from seeing the true person behind this mask and behind this energy, they've got to use a human. It's not that hard to understand, you know? It's not that hard to understand. So, huh, I can see right through it, you know? And like I was saying earlier, if you see too many paranormal activities happening to you all at once, too many almost every day, for like me for the last what 3 years since I bought this house, it's just nothing but weird paranormal activities. Random popcorn just being thrown from the air, just appearing in the air and just being thrown into the living room, in the kitchen. One time I said, one time I said something to see if I would trigger whatever it was that's throwing this popcorn in the kitchen from like I've had my family members look all over my ceilings, my walls, no holes in the ceiling or and popcorn just being thrown. When I said a female gender word just to see if I would trigger it, because I think this thing doesn't really like me because I'm a female. I don't know. So I said, I wonder if I said this certain word, which is a female gender. I said it. You know what I mean? I said it. I said, what if I said it so many times? And I said it so many times in the kitchen, and popcorn started being kernels. I'm talking about kernels, just and then just like that. I was like, whoa, this thing does not like me, and it doesn't like the female gender. And I'm like, I told my brother, I said, it's back. I said, guess what I said this time to get it to. I said the V word, and it started throwing popcorn. Just like I was like, wow, this thing is real. Whatever it is that's opening people's cabinets, like you've seen all the paranormal movies, videos on Snapcam, and all the paranormal activity videos people have been showing lately. All that stuff is it's like they have already perfected how to open and move things on the table, cups, cabinets, and make holograms walk across, be in corners, and walk fast from a window back and forth. All that's holograms and satellite. Okay. But that is not the soul being trapped. The one thing I don't like is when they say somebody that was done wrong, that lost a family member, stayed behind and started torturing people. A good person will never torture people, even even in death. If you die good, you stay dead good. If you died bad, you stay dead bad, and you come back to fix that. But never will I ever believe the stories that they have out there of, they have these movies where they have a woman that was married, and her husband did her wrong, and or if she was married, somebody did her husband wrong, and now she's out for vengeance when she's gone, and she's doing all these evil things. Yeah, there was a movie. It was a movie where this woman, these nuns, I think it's the nun, they took these children to some type of church for a field trip, and the woman that was, you know, she was taking the kids and stuff like that during the, at this field trip, and they were not to be seen again, right? It really is really irking my nerve when they say that this was a woman that her children was taken, and she was so sad that she started doing that to other people. That's not somebody that, I hate when they put bad energy onto good people. If you died a good person and you were sad when you died, if you were sad because somebody did something evil to you before you died and you died sad, you don't come back trying to hurt other mothers by doing stuff to their kids, talking about, oh, that's an evil person. That's somebody that died evil. If you died and you were sad and you were a good person, you don't come back as an evil person. There's no such thing. There's no such thing. I hate when movies do that. There's like, oh, this person, when they passed away, they were sad. Something happened to their child or their husband, and so they when they passed away, they were sad. But they did nothing but good things for people, and they were nice. And then they come back as this entity that's just doing things to people. That sounds like a bad entity trying to deflect off of itself. Okay. You never it's, I just don't believe that. I don't believe someone good would do something like that. Will come back and then destroy, wreak havoc on innocent people's lives when when that energy itself was hurt by somebody hurting their innocent life. Okay. So yeah, I don't believe that. So yeah, movies like that, they're a turn off to me. I'm like, nope, you got the wrong energy. If it's anything, it's a horrible, corrupt mother that would do something like that, come back and hurt other mothers with these children on a field trip. You know, it would be a bad person. But anyway, that was just my take on how movies depict a good person coming back with vengeance and stuff like that. No. Okay. Well, that's what I believe. That's my belief system. That's my opinion. I believe that if you die good, you're good. If you die bad, you're bad. So you're probably going to come back as somebody that's haunting people, that's being mean to people. But at the same time, like I said, I don't really believe in ghosts. I believe all this is government orchestrated, um, to make you believe that ghosts exist, just like they make you believe that these gods exist, but they don't ever show you these gods. These gods never come and shake your hand. They never come in person to meet you. I mean, it's like all this imaginary stuff, right? We're in a land of imagination for real. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a fire sign. Yeah, I'm definitely a fire sign. And like I said, I had to, it's like the last live reading I did, something is like, just take the lead, go to your own channel. You're a fire sign, just take the lead on your own channel and bring out your message. Somebody else, that's somebody else's channel. They're taking the lead on their channel. They're doing their part, their leadership in their on their in their lane. So, do what you have to do so how you say you recognize. Oh, you're a fire sign too? Say you recognize yourself. I used to see movie. Okay. Um, I think that's all I wrote down. I think okay. I went over shadows. The lighting did matter with the Kanye West situation. The lighting in the room with the shadow behind Kanye West, that did matter. I also noticed the shadow of the guy he was talking to, but that's not the main focus. They were mainly trying to focus on the shadow behind Kanye West. That's the men in black controlling Kanye West. So we talked about that. That was the first on the list. Okay. In order to ascend, okay, it's your belief system that's going to keep you believing that your soul can be bought. If you believe your soul can be bought, it can be bought, but it cannot be, really. I'm saying, no. What I'm saying, if you believe, it says it's your belief system that's going to keep you in your belief system. Obviously, if you believe your soul can be bought, in your mind is bought. In your mind, they have bought that person's soul or they have bought your soul. But that's all in your mind. That's being programmed. It's being programmed to you that you can be sold, that your soul can be sold. It cannot be. That's why I said Kanye West is still sitting in that body, because you cannot sell the soul. He just has to sell the body. That's all he's selling. He's selling he's selling his crown. He's selling his brain so that they can insert the Neuralink. He's selling his flesh. He's selling his mouth so they can speak through him, his feet, his arms, and they can dress the way they want. Look at the trash bags he was wearing. Look at the way look what he's wearing. A black hood. Come on. He's sold his body. It's almost like selling his body to science, but he's just sitting in it, because if his soul leaves it, the body's gonna die. The body starts to rot. So Kanye West is still there, but he has to be quiet. He can't say anything. He has an NDA. Can't say a thing. And they can shut him up if he tried to say anything, but he can't say anything. He has to just watch what they're doing with his body. He's watching from the inside out. Like, if he doesn't want them to do something, it's too late. They're gonna do it. If he didn't want them to wear that hood, can't do nothing about it. He already sold the body to the puppet masters, the scientists, whoever they are called, the men in black. He's already sold it. And they have a thing, they have a soul NDA. They have a soul NDA. They tell them, mother effer, you say anything, we're gonna do something with this body. So because he's in the inside looking out, he can only watch them do all the stuff that he don't really want them to do and more. If he didn't want them to wear the hood, like I said, they're wearing it. If he don't want his baby mama or his wife naked walking across the stage, she's gonna be walking naked across the stage. What's he gonna do about it? My daughter laughed. What's he gonna do? He signed a soul NDA. That's all he signed. While he is sitting in that body, keeping it alive, because without, think about it. Even though he think about it, he can't go anywhere. He's stuck there. Even if he wanted to die, he can't until they're ready to, because until they're ready to do something with his body. He has to sit there and watch what he sold. He sold his body. That's it. So, like I said, He has to. That's the think about it. That is, oh my gosh, that is just like, that's the worst punishment, to know that you said, hey, for this amount of money, this person said, for that amount of money and for that amount of fame, you can use their body, not their soul, because you can't take the soul. You can use their body, but your soul has to sign an NDA that they can use your body, and you better not say a damn thing. And if you say anything, they're gonna destroy the body, or they're gonna do all kinds of things that you don't want done with that body when you're not expecting it. But they're gonna do things that he don't want done with that body, even in secret. Like Diddy, he's that body is that body's been sold. He did all kinds of things with it. He's been sold that body. He's just sitting in there, he's just watching it. And then guess what? When that body goes to prison, he has to sit there inside that body and see what he sold his body for, because his body's doing all kinds of things he don't want it to do. Mm, yeah, exactly. That's why I said, I think, I'm not sure if he was here earlier. I said that it took me another 40 years of this reincarnation to finally get out of a belief system that I must have been stuck in for centuries, my other reincarnations, and just took me 40 years of this life to finally get it out of my belief system, so that next time I will reject it. But I didn't say that if I come back next lifetime, right? If I'm reincarnated next lifetime, I didn't say that I was going to believe in the Christianity. If it was let's say Christianity came back full force. Okay. Let's say it was the lay of the land, whatever you call it. Um 50, 60 years from now, or 70, I don't know, 100 years from now. Let me say 100. 100 years from now, it is full force. Everywhere is Christian, right? Let's say you come back reincarnated. Okay, because I'm almost 50. So I'm putting 100 years in. So let's say 100 years later, okay, it's all Christianity. Let's say I'm reincarnated back, and then it's it's all, but my belief is already washed out that belief system, so that when I'm born again, I don't I don't fall for it. I just won't. But there's nothing saying that I won't pretend that I'm falling for it in order to survive. Okay, because we all do the same thing. We all pretend every day. We pretend we like our coworkers. We walking working with them. We pretend that we like every day. We pretend that we like this, we like that. Doesn't mean we're not going to pretend just to survive. Okay, because if it's rampant with Christianity, I mean, like, where's the Bible at? Nope, no. But guess what? To make me believe in it, I can't walk in it. So I might end up still paying for, because my belief is going to seep through me, even though I may say, where's the Bible at, and just carry it with me. Oh, see, I got a Bible. See. I see, I got one. But at the same time, I'm in my home, you know, with oh man, with cameras and everything, listening devices. I don't even know if you can get away with like pretending you don't believe in it. I don't know. But at the same time, my belief system is that I wouldn't believe in it. I was just going along to get along. That would be what it would be. It's like getting along, going along to get along, holding on to the Bible, say, hey, see, I believe in it. Yeah. It's just like the kids in the school. They don't want to eat that garbage that's being served to them, but they got to eat, right? You got to eat. I'm talking about things that you need. I'm not talking about corruption. Like, I'm not going to do anything corrupt for anybody's belief system. None. I'm not going to do anything. But if I'm to survive, survival doesn't mean to hurt other people. Survival doesn't mean to take from other people, destroy other people's destiny. That's not survival. That's selfish. That's evil. That's mean. That's bullying. That's corrupt. So, yeah, when I say survival, I mean if you need to eat, you need to find somewhere to sleep. Okay, survival. If it means holding on to that Bible and say, okay, yeah, whatever. Yeah. But I will not use my belief system, the Bible. I would not believe in Christianity or any other religion to survive. I mean, I'm sorry, to survive in an evil way. No, no. Evil is not surviving. That's just evil. If I need to eat, yeah, I'll quote you want me to quote Philippians? Okay. Philippians 2 and 4, whatever. And I'll just repeat it. Can I get my bread now? Who did that hurt? It hurts no one. Me quoting a scripture from a Bible, I'm not going out to preach it. You just wanted me to say it so I can get an apple or an orange or a piece of bread? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, okay. I'll just repeat it. Well, can I get my bread now? That's how I am. But no. Anyway, you're talking about entities. People on this earth must be wise their behavior. Yeah, that's true. Man, I got to figure out how to yeah, how to get somebody the live chat, how to I have not perfected how to use live chats yet, like getting somebody else to connect onto, like, I have to figure out how to do that. I haven't gotten far enough to ask people how they get other people to get onto their chat. Okay, but I have to figure it out. I think, nah, that's my son. Maybe he'll tell me. Okay. Yeah, I wish we could both like see each other, but I don't know how to do that yet. I just know how to get onto other people's chat by clicking the link, but I'm really rarely on my live videos. I rarely do live videos, but when I do, I actually want to see the person I'm talking to. That would be cool. Yeah, it would be great. I'm gonna ask my son how to do that. Yeah, definitely we'll try to find out. Yeah. Yeah, I really hate that you have to keep typing what you're saying, instead of just being able to talk to me. I just realized, wow, it must be a lot of it's like you're trying to say what you have to say, but I've already like moved on to the next thing before I see what you've typed next. And that probably is something I need to go ahead and get this. Uh, that's if I do a lot of live chats. I need to go ahead and get where I can connect with um, people through a link. Yeah, you shouldn't have to type so much because you have a lot of inspiring things to say, um, as well. And I know you don't want to have to keep writing it if you can just actually say it, right? Oh, you do. Okay, so you prefer writing anyway. Oh, okay. I mean, that's fine. Maybe that's something I should consider. Okay. So I think I'm not sure. I don't know what else I have as far as Kanye West. Is there anything else? I'm trying to figure out. Is there anything else I need to talk about with the souls? Like I think I mentioned like going to a store, you're going to a supermarket. In different countries, they have the layout where you're having the goats and the live goats and the live cows and the ones the meat is already cut up and everything's, the fish and everything's on the market. But the dead ones, you don't they're not selling you the soul. They can't sell you the soul of the dead animals. Okay, they can't sell it to you because they can't see it. And you're not going to be able to see it if they was telling you, let's say there was a supermarket saying, hey, we sell souls, souls of this cow. But if they give you a blank plate and tell you that there's the soul of that cow is on that plate, how gullible are you to believe that? Like, seriously, if we're gullible enough to believe that an invisible being is is our God, although we do everything for ourselves. Like, if I do something, like when I used to go to some anyway, I don't like talking about religion a lot, really. But when I used to go to this one place, anything I say, this guy would be like, well, say thank you, Jesus, or say Jesus did it. Or he's like, but God. I'm like, no, I didn't see any God do it. I did it myself. I didn't see any God helping me, and I struggled to get it done. Like, what's this? This guy was so obsessed with me saying, in everything I said, every sentence I say, he would like, thank Jesus, thank God. Yeah, but God, I was like, but God, what? It was so confusing. I'm like, why does this guy want? Because he does it all the time. He does it all the time, and I was like, that's annoying. If it was me and my kids, I would get annoyed if my kids, but mama, just because I created life doesn't mean I needed to be on its knees thanking me for being here. That's annoying. Now, what God wants that? If I'm lower than this so called God, and I don't even want my kids worshiping me because I gave them life, why does this God need us that's lower to worship it? It doesn't even make sense to me, but it makes sense to someone. Okay. Well, it would be annoying to have all five of my kids praying to me at one time. It's very annoying. Mama this, mama that, mama, but mama, hey, mama. Like, you hear, like, let's say this, like it's a God where you just keep hearing all these prayers, all these things. Can you help me? Can you help me? Do this, do that. What? Like, five kids all praying to me at once versus billions of people? Come on. I'm a creator, and I don't even want all that. That's just a lot. Okay, I got my own thing going on here. I love my kids, but they're going to be creators themselves. Okay, one of my sons is a creator right now. He's created two human beings. Okay, he's helped out in that department. So, and so yeah, we're all creating different things. But like I said, if I had a painting and I created the painting, I don't want my painting to come alive and worship me. Please just stay as a painting. Okay. Please stay right there. I painted you. I just want you to be a painting. You don't need to get down and get on your knees and worship me. Just stay up there and look like a painting. Okay. So it just baffles me how people feel like if they created you that you should worship. That doesn't make any sense. And we created money, but people worship money all the time. You should not worship money. We created it. You know, I'm not worshiping money, not at all. And golden calves, how do I worship something I created? That don't even make any sense either. Anyway, um, okay, yeah, I was talking about the supermarket. Okay, I was talking about the supermarket where the animals are being sold, whether dead or alive. And so we have live animals that are being sold. They still have their soul. Okay, they still have. It's like, the reason I say soul, because we don't even know because animals are so intelligent. I sometimes wonder where we go when we leave our bodies, right? As humans, we have to go somewhere. We have to go somewhere. Okay. Where do we go? Do we go into the cattle? Do we go into the animals? We could. There's no proof that we do or don't, right? So even if we go into the animals, you have to realize their Bible also gives clues. It mixes it up. It gives you the truth and the lie in all in one book. You just need to solve the puzzle. You need to find out what's true and what's not. and sift it, see what's true and what's not. Take out the meat. Okay, leave. Let's say leave out the fat. I think that's what the saying is. But anyway, it's so ironic that I'm talking about that and I'm talking about meat. Okay, so if we're talking about animals, I say the reason I said soul is because of how smart and how they procreate and how they act so much like humans. Okay, it's like, okay, where do we go when we all pass away? We have to be held somewhere. Do we go into animals, but then we also eat the animals? You know what I'm saying? The thing of the Bible was talking about eating of flesh, drinking of the blood, stuff like they talk about. Things are hidden in that Bible that they may be talking about the animal kingdom. So when we go into the animal kingdom, we're really eating. Are we really eating ourselves in human form, in animal form? That's what I was wondering. Is that it? Do if we're no longer humans, where do our soul go? Do we go into animals? And do we eat the flesh of animals, which are souls in animal form? That's why I thought about one thing. Some people are taught to swim. Some people are taught to be pilots, and some people cannot fly, and some people cannot swim, right? There are people that can shift out of being an animal to back to a human or human form, right? They can shape shift from an animal to a human, but that's because they were taught and they know how to. There are animals that don't know how to shape shift, but if there's a human soul inside that animal, it doesn't know how to go back to pretending to be a human. But that's just something that just came to me yesterday. I don't really know about that. I don't have any proof that humans go into animals. I just know in one Bible situation that the demons asked their Jesus to be taken from the boy and put into the swine, and then it threw the swine off the cliff. But they're able to go into animals. Okay, souls. Those demons are, I don't know, they're spirits, whatever. Those spirits, whatever. I don't really know what demons are. Because I thought souls belong to the people that they're fighting, the humans that they don't like. Maybe somebody else has an answer for that. I haven't looked really close into the definition of what demons really are. I just know that they're not nice. Okay, they're just not nice. They're tricksters. But okay, so we're talking about meat. And so if the let's say the cow has a soul, whatever, and this cow is chewing, watching you walk by with a pail of water. This cow is observing what you're doing. It's using its eyes to observe what you're doing. It knows if a fly is on it. It knows, and it blinks. It can move to tell you if it needs something. Okay, it has to use its animal instincts to let you know what it needs or what it doesn't need, right? So it has something, a living being is inside that animal, right? It's a living being. But when it's slaughtered, you don't serve that animal's living being. You don't serve its soul on a platter. You serve its flesh. Everything is either flesh, copper, lead, gold, diamond, silver, whatever you want to call it. Everything's material, grass, sand, water. Those things we can see, but you cannot sell the soul of that cow, or you cannot, and that lets me know you cannot sell the soul of a human. You cannot sell the soul of a human if you cannot see proof. You can't see any proof that someone can sell you a soul. None. Just people saying they can, and people telling you that there's an invisible God. They're saying it, and it's your belief. But they're saying these things. They're saying, hey, we can take your soul. They're saying, hey, there's a God. They're saying these things, but you have not seen proof. Have you seen proof of people selling souls? You've seen human trafficking, but you have never seen soul trafficking, ever. Not on this planet. You've never seen it. And you won't see it because you cannot harvest a soul. The soul can only sit in the human body if it's not being used. It just sits there and helps it live. That's it. It doesn't even have to say a word. Stephen Hawkins is an example. You don't have to say a word. As long as that soul's still sitting in there, it can still stay alive. It won't rot. But you have a soul that rebels against the body. The thing is that this NDA thing with the soul, if the soul starts to speak up and say, you know what, enough is enough, that's when the entity starts doing all kinds of crazy things to try to destroy that body. It'll try to get in car accidents. It would try to have lightning, or all kinds of things. It will start threatening the soul that's inside the body. And when the soul says, who cares? I don't care. Go ahead and do whatever you want. And then it keeps trying to do everything, change the color of the hair, the face, change, the pigmentation. It's doing everything it can to try to destroy you, because it's saying you won't be quiet because you're trying to come through. When you reject the NDA, I mean the soul NDA, when you decide to reject it, it's when it starts attacking you from the outside. It starts attacking your body. And then guess what's her name? Angie Stone. She's a perfect current example. But we also have a bunch of the people that try to speak up: Robin Williams, Whitney Houston, um, Prince, Michael Jackson. That when they start to destroy from the outside. Oh, thank you. Give you some hearts there. So when this entity, this men in black, try to destroy, when they've taken over your body and you've signed over the soul NDA, that you'll be quiet, you won't say a word, and let them say everything for you, walk for you, talk for you, dress for you. Then one day you see them doing something, you're like, if you're that soul that has sold your body and you're sitting in that body, keeping it alive, and you see it from, I'm telling you, Kanye West is seeing from the inside of his body out, looking at what this body is doing to him. He's seeing it, and he's like, one day he's going to snap from inside and say, I don't want you to use my body for that anymore. That's when you're going to start seeing near misses, accidents, or jail time, or that's when it's going to try to put him away somehow by any means necessary, because he's going to start trying to speak. He hasn't spoken out yet. Whatever you've been hearing, that's not him speaking out. That's just that voice mimicking Malcolm X. Is that, trust me, AI and the government know how to speak to the people to get you to feel this energy of, yeah, yeah, that's what he said. Yeah, that's what he mean. He did that with the Super Bowl. Okay. They do that all the time. So here he's, doing this rah rah movement. But it seems like, who's the audience for this black mask and this black hoodie thing? Who's the audience really? Because I'm just gonna pick it apart. If I'm the audience, I'm just gonna pick it apart. I'm not gonna worship it. I'm not gonna say it's amazing. I'm going to see right through it. I'm going to see the men in black that are working behind the scenes to make it happen. Kanye West is not the one speaking. Like I said, if he's quiet and one day decides that he's going to just override that NDA and say something with his mouth, or use his hands and body to do something that they did not orchestrate, that's when you're going to start seeing things actually happening. Not people saying, oh, he said this, he said that, we're going to remove the money. No, they're just removing things for shock value, to make us keep talking about it. But still, he's walking around acting up. So you haven't seen the real Kanye come out, and you haven't seen Kanye's West soul reach out from inside his body yet. He hasn't said a word yet. What you've been seeing is just the puppet master trying to get a rise out of you to have the comment sections and the videos rolling, to put out content. This is just a content maker. What's going on? Shock value, the hood and stuff. That's all shock value. And they may use his mother. I just heard that just now as a way to still pull you at your heartstring. Okay, but that's what puppet masters do. They use things to pull for emotional value. They want to see how you feel. They want to hear how you think about what they're doing, right? So when Kanye West does decide to speak, it's gonna be either he's in prison or gone, or like veggie state or something like that. But he's just sitting there. He's not speaking up. He's allowing this puppet master to use his body. So he's complicit. The longer he sits there in his body and just let it live, okay? Because once he starts rejecting what they're doing from the inside out, because he already sold. Remember, he already sold his flesh. Can't sell the soul. His soul is just sitting there keeping the body alive. But he is complicit. That's not selling your soul. He's complicit. He sold his body. That's all you can sell. You can't sell anything. You can't anything on this earth you can sell. Even though it's wrong to sell certain things that are sold on this earth, it's wrong, right? But it's still done. But you can't sell the soul. So he's inside being complicit because he's not letting his soul, his body know, no, enough is enough. He's just sitting there and letting it live the lifestyle he asked for it to do. So he's complicit. So I'm not. That's why I say I can't feel sorry for him, but I feel sorry for him because he's thrown away a good body at the right age to be just doing the right thing. He's letting them use his body, and the years are going by. He's just sitting there complicit to letting his body be used by the puppets. And what is he gonna do when he gets old? He's gonna be like, okay, I'm done. Hmm. Anyway, like I said, hmm. He was watching. Okay, let's deal with people who want wealth to get their body at the end for 25 years before deal. Oh wow, I seen another movie. I think it was the Outer Limits. I'm not sure if it was. It was this, I think it was the Outer Limits with this guy. You have to sell him your youth, and that's literally what he's doing too. You know, instead of helping the youth, he's selling his youth. So, like I said, you'll know when he's fed up with his body being used. But right now, um, man, it's sad. Hmm. It's sad. It. Yeah, I couldn't see myself doing something like that. I could not. Mm-mm. There's nothing on this earth that's worth sitting back inside your body and just you keep fighting. You have to keep fighting the voices and the demons around you, the people they put around you to distract you, to harm you, to try to steal, kill, and destroy your dreams. You have to keep fighting. And even though your voice is not as your real soul is being bombarded with the all the distractions. It's so the distractions are because all these devices are not perfect. The government has not perfected its devices 100%. It is not at the 100% level where it can actually harvest your soul and keep it. It has not perfected it. This is why they keep following you everywhere, doing things against you, distracting you. Doesn't matter who you are. You could be a content creator I've never met. You're being distracted somehow. If they don't like you, if they don't want you to awaken somebody else, they'll distract you. If they want you to awaken someone, they'll still put distractions to maybe have people in your audience argue with you, fight with you, and make you forget something. And it's kind of like you're always going to be distracted no matter what, because this government has not perfected the CERN and the MK Ultra and the Neuralink device, the Teslas, whatever they're using to try to keep your soul here. They have not perfected it 100%. That's what I'm hearing, because no one has heard of anyone being sold a soul. That would be on the stock market. If you can sell it, it would be on the stock market, wouldn't it? I didn't say human trafficking. If you can sell it, it can go onto the stock market, right? You either go up or down, right? If you've never seen it on the stock market saying souls, they're at 30%. If you've never seen that on the stock market, I don't care if they decided to name it a different name. If you're not going to name it soul, because they know what to name hamburger. They know what to name, cow. Hamburger, steak has gone up 20%, right? They know what to name it. They know exactly. So we know what they're talking about. When they say, hey, steak has gone up 20%, right? Then we will see that the word steak is up there on the stock market and what company owns the steak and cattle. You're like, oh, yeah, they went up 20%. But have you seen anything that says souls so that we know it's souls, right? Nothing hidden. We have not seen anything. If it's not on the stock market, they can't sell it. And if you can't sell it, you can't sell. If it's never been on the stock market, I'm telling you, if you've never seen it up there on the stock market, because they love money, they love selling anything. You create something today, they'll sell it. They're like, oh, this has gone up this has gone up in, skyrocketed. If it's a spaceship, they'll sell it. Yeah, spaceships have gone up 10%. If you can sell it, it's on the stock market. If you don't see it on the stock market, they cannot sell it. Right? You've never seen it there. I have never seen the word souls being sold. And if they say it, it's probably the sole of your shoe. Okay. Yeah. They can't sell souls. You can't sell it. It's eternal. Can't be bought. Okay. Only flesh, only materials, copper, gold, silver, eyelashes, fake hair. Okay. Lipstick, nose ring, whatever you have. I don't have one, but I'm just saying, contact lenses, glasses, pants, shirts. If you can sell it, it's on the stock market, right? So if it's here on this earth, if it leaves and you cannot find it, you can't sell it. That's all there is to it. That's all I have to say about why I came on and did this reading. It said you cannot sell souls. You can't sell it. You can only sell the flesh. If you're trying to sell your body to the industry, trying to sell your body to when I say sell your body, it means you're still living in it. It's just that you're giving it away for money, or you're giving it away for possession and power. Then that's what I mean by selling it. Okay. So yeah. So yeah. So you cannot sell the soul. Can't sell what you can't see. Okay. Can't sell what you can't see. You can see air. People will say, oh, you can't see air. Yes, you can. You can see air. Just when it's wintertime, just blow into the air. You'll see air. So if you can see it, if you can find a season to see air, you'll see air. Okay, you just got to be the right season, right time, right temperature. But you can see air. But I've never been able to see a lot of these gods, no matter what season it is. Okay, I've never been able to see any of these gods that people talk about, no matter what season it is. They're all invisible. And even in the wintertime, I cannot see them. Okay, even if something was invisible and blowing his breath next to me, how do I know that's the God? How do I not, what makes me think it's the God? I could think it's the government with cloaking device that makes you invisible, which they already perfected. Everybody's still thinking that they're back, technology is still back behind. No, they're way ahead. They're way ahead. Okay. And they know that. Okay. All these downloads come from the government letting me know things. I didn't ask for some of these downloads. When I'm looking at things, I'm like, okay, why are these downloads coming to me? Okay. That's because somebody wants this to be known. They want this out. If they didn't want it out, I wouldn't be saying it. A lot of people online, they're saying a lot of things and like, oh, okay, they're awakened. They're awakened. They're being allowed to say it. I'm not saying anything that the government doesn't know I'm about to say because MK Ultra has taken over majority of everything we think and say. But you're still sitting in there. I'm still sitting in my body. I'm a soul that will fight to still be me. Yeah, the government may be trying ways to try to take you over because it's built AI. Once AI is there, let rest assured that is the device to control people. It's already controlling us. Without hearing it, you can hear a godlike voice. There are people, there's a woman that did a conjugal visit, two women, matter of fact. One of the women was so religious. She was so religious that she said that a lot of things is something that happened and she was, struggling with God on why should she do this? This hurts. This. She's struggling with this voice that's telling her to do something against her better judgment. It's like this voice is telling her, "Oh, forgive, forgive, forgive." Look what forgiveness got her. Forgiving got her forgiving a man that took out four lives and somebody before he even met her. Like I'm talking about the other woman. I think some, but look, that's this. It's not cute to be listening to the voices to tell you to forgive energies that are evil. It is not. It's not to your better judgment. It's not to your better. It's to your detriment to listen to a voice to tell you to be good to someone that was evil. That doesn't make any sense. If you knowingly know this person was evil and you're still giving your body, she gave her body to this man. She gave her body a conjugal visit. She gave her body to him, and he did what he wanted to. They closed the doors and hid her in the room with him, knowing he was a horrible person. The people in that prison that run that prison are also horrible people. You don't do that, right? They also have this MK Ultra running the prisons where they think that something like that is not worth supervising 100%. Dude, but still, I can't say I can't say that she did something. I can't say that she's innocent because she had the voices that were telling her you should not be doing this with this man. He took four lives already. This is a bad man that's been in prison since 1994. And 2 years ago, he takes her out of here. 1994. That's a long time ago. That's crazy. Yeah. You're talking about the surface level, She the when you say surface level, when I think about that woman, she's only thinking about everybody else but her safety. She's not listening to her inner voice. She's not listening to her soul tell her this is not right. You need to she that voice, I promise you, had to been there. It had to have been there. It had to have told her, you know what, you probably should not be sleeping with this man. He did these horrible things. But then she was hearing the other voice of the congregations, the members, the people outside say forgive, and the people like, all these this ball, that this ball, this spiritual ball that was thrown at her. She was a kind person, so it was taking advantage of her kindness as well. They know how to manipulate your kindness to make you do something that you know what? No, that should have been a red flag. She should never have done that. She should have got a divorce. I don't even know. She should have got a divorce once she found out he's taking lives of other people. Why are you, that doesn't even make sense to even still have conjugal visits. And why did the prison do that? This man is, I'm telling you, even the prisons are ran by demons. When I say demons, this is the government, okay? I really don't believe in ghosts. I believe that the government has perfected ways in terrorizing people and tricking people and playing games on people with their holograms, MK Ultra, and their cults. You know, they got a bunch of cults, gang stalkers, all these people that are necessary to make you think that the system is working and that you can actually sell your soul. All these systems are in place to make you feel as if you can actually lose your soul to this system. You cannot lose what cannot be found and cannot be seen. Are you trying to tell me that the people that are walking on this earth have supernatural abilities to see your soul, but they have to go out and try to find something from the dirt and put satellites out? And if they have supernatural abilities to see what you can't see, like a soul leaving, then why do they need the equipment? You don't need the equipment and all the minions if you have perfected how to steal souls. You can't steal it. This is why they're trying to perfect it, and they still haven't. But you can be made to believe, just like all our ancestors believed in all the religions, and they all died believing in those religions. Not all, but some of them, you know, were getting out of it, woke up. But majority of all our ancestors passed away believing lies, believing in all these religions, which are filled with pedophilia. I'm just going to tell you the truth. All of them are filled with being with underage people. Okay. And all these promises of 700 brides, and most of the brides, how old do you think they're going to be? Do you think they want a 30 or 40-year-old? All these so-called people that have this religion that when they die, they're going, they do a certain thing here. When they pass away, they're going to have 700 brides. How old do you think they think those brides are? Some of them might be 8 years old. If they're having 700 of them, and trust me, none of them are thinking that any of them are over 25 years old. If they're having 700 of them, see, give me a break. If any of them think that they're going to be most of their brides, most of them are thinking that their brides are going to be probably 24 and possibly younger when they go to this so-called heaven of theirs. So while they're here, they're being manipulated by puppets to do certain religious things, because that's religious things, being puppeted to do them so that they can promise them underage children when they go to their heaven, their so-called heaven. That's sick. Anyway. Yeah. When we're kind, wow. Yeah. You said when we are too kind, you said we become candy, but in French, it sounds more. Okay. 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 So in French, you say it different. Okay. It probably sound cooler. It probably sounds cooler when you say it in French. um, yeah. Hmm. Yeah, like I said, some of these things that I'm saying are just downloads. Some of these things I've never heard myself ever say or ever thought before. It's just the Kanye video just brought all this download to me. And I'm, like I said, if these are downloads, these are also from the, when I say downloads, these are not um these are not things the government doesn't already know. The government, if I'm saying it in this video, like I said, the government already knows what I'm going to say. It's not a whether they want me to say it or not. They're aware of what I'm going to say before I say it. Okay. There's nothing. If you are being allowed to say it, okay, then they're okay with you saying it. And they may be programming AI to make you the voice of the person that says these things, because there's more and more of us propping up, and going towards the awakening. We're all being pushed to seem like we're awakening, but who's doing that? That's MK Ultra. That's the government feeding us the information, and this we agree with each other or we disagree. It's also to pit, um it's a distraction to pit you against each other. It's also for fallouts. Or you can make new friends. It's not all for fallouts. You can make new friends like mind, and see who's going to go here to A, who's going to go to B, who's going to go to C. Okay. Uh Pretty much. Yeah, there's nothing I'm saying that they don't know. So that's why I'm comfortable just saying it, because it's pretty much I'm just saying what they want me to say. That's how I feel. My soul's in here, but it's being so much distractions every day of the week. Okay, even when I sleep, distractions when I sleep, with the noises outside, the thuds on the wall, the knocks, the nudge, the refrigerator making noise. It's like everything makes noise. The trains, the planes, helicopters. It's like everything. You're gonna be distracted. Because your soul. They don't want your soul to think clearly. Okay, they don't want any. If anything is staying too still, they're doing like projecting dreams. And so their work. If everything's too quiet, it's because they're projecting a dream, a hologram dream into your dream world. So that's also there. But if it's too quiet, um, I noticed if it's too quiet after all the noisiness, it's also part of the programming. Okay, but like I said, I'm in here. I'm in my body. My soul sits here, and I'm just observing. But I fight. I'm a fighter. I'm sitting in here in this body of mine. I'm fighting. I know MK Ultra is there. I know CERN is there. I know AI is here. I know new Neuralink is possible. I know the chip is there. Everybody carries around the chip, but acting like they don't want the chip. If you got a debit card, you got a chip. It's in your hand. People, I mean, oh my gosh, should I do a separate video? People are walking around with the chip, even people that are religious, and talking about, I'm not going to get the chip. Really? Every time I put in my debit card, they're talking about, no, you got to have the chip part. You can't slide it. Yeah, exactly. Let me laugh with you. Exactly. LOL. That's what I'm talking about. It's a perfect time to do to laugh. It's talking about how do you thump around the Bible, thump around the Quran, whatever you're doing, whatever religion you have. Please stop telling me that you're not gonna get a chip in your hand. Please stop telling me you're not gonna get a chip in your hand unless you're carrying around cash. And I'm I'm starting to question if there's a little tiny chip in the cash as well. Hmm. I'm starting because the cash machine, maybe that's why. Maybe that's why I had a $20 bill, and when I was trying to pull it out of my purse, it tore. And I asked the person for a tape so I can tape it, and then so I can put it in the machine so I can buy my food, but the machine wouldn't take it. Could there be a chip inside the money? And people talking about they don't want to hold, they don't want the chip in their hand. The chip is going to be on your forehead or your hand. The hand. So there's like, okay, they're already aware of it being in the forehead and the hand. So we're gonna have to put it in their hand, but they're just not gonna know. They're just gonna, you know. Oh, it's crazy. I just think it's funny that everything that has been talked against in religion is being accepted now. Everything. Maybe because some of that stuff was just petty. Like they don't, some of them don't accept makeup. But what has makeup really done to these people that they're so angry, right? Okay, my nose itching. Like it's on the body. You can't, the soul, you can't put makeup on the soul. That's what matters. The fact that I'm nice and kind to you, that's what matters. Okay? My soul is nice to you. My soul is inside this body that's being used by the government, by my mother, my father, when my mother was here, she used my body to get her chores done, to go pick her her kids up from school. Yeah, my little brothers and sisters, I was the body my mother used to go pick up her kids while she lay in bed, okay, making more babies. Okay, I'm just saying, if we want to go about what we are using our bodies for, okay? So if we're going to talk about, oh, well, I'm going to talk about makeup and fake hair, fake nails, fake lashes, but that's just the body. What's the soul doing? The soul is probably it's kind of like the soul just is wanting you to see that it's a kind person. There are women that do, like, I don't do, naked stuff. There's women that do like OnlyFans and stuff, and they can be the sweetest, nicest person, but what are they doing? They've given their body to make ends meet, to make income, to get that, to make money, so they can have a place to sleep, have food on their table. These women are resorting to selling their bodies and sitting inside their bodies saying, man, I'm really a nice person. I really don't want to do this. Like they are saying this, but they're allowing, they sold their body to this industry, and they're allowing this industry to continue using their body, because how are they going to eat? How are they gonna get this man to look at them? They gotta go and put makeup on. They gotta go put a new wig on or style their hair. Go to the stylist if it's their real hair. Get their nails done. Like these people are, they keep what, getting BBLs. These people keep doing more and more so that they can make that money. But literally they've sold their body, not their soul, because they, in order for that body to still keep walking around, you have to be inside it. Your soul has to be inside it. So no, their soul is not sold. It's still there, still sitting in there. It's still there. Okay, sitting in there, just letting whatever it's sold its body to do the walking and the talking. And why sometimes you wonder, why are these people so brave? Why are they so bold? It's because it's not them. It's not them walking around acting like that. They're sitting there letting this puppet use their body to do these things. But when they speak up one day, this thing's going to make sure they end up in jail, um, a vegetable, or gone. There's only this thing that they're puppet to is not going to let them. It's going to do what anything it wants, because they sign a soul NDA that it can do whatever it wants. So whenever you see these people, you're like, wow, look how they're talking. They have no filter. And they're showing everything. They're just like, it's all there. I'm not saying anything, because my favorite artist, hey, it's entertainment to all of us. We're seeing it. It's like entertainment, but these are just bodies. When they're tired of letting their body get used, their soul will let us know. Okay. But guess what? Their soul will let us know. But guess what? Their soul has to also recognize that if they don't speak up now, the longer they don't speak up, they're going to have to when they're born again, they have to relive. They have to relive. I mean, they have to be born into that karma. That's a debt that has to be paid because you sold your body. I understand. The thing is that they have to change the next lifetime. That's all. They just have to change because we're eternal. Our souls are eternal. We just need to change the next lifetime and learn from the last life. And so I've learned a lot. So I don't need to repeat the things. And it's so weird. So many times I've thought about the women getting money from OnlyFans. And so many times I've thought about, should I sign up? Years ago when it first started, and women and girls were all into it. They're like, they're gonna sign up. They're gonna sign up, and then every time I try, but see, I wanted to sign up so I can do tarot and wear sexy lingerie and do tarot. That's what I wanted to do, and I have videos to prove that I even was in that direction of just doing tarot and just showing like lingerie and stuff like that. I wasn't going to be naked or anything. I was just going to look like I was almost naked, right? But with lingerie and stuff and do tarot. I have 4 videos. I think I might just upload them as throwbacks. I've been thinking about it. So you can see exactly what I was going to, that's up 4 videos. And I actually posted them. I had a channel a couple years back. I actually posted them and I took them down. And then I had a website. I put them up and I took them down. And I'm thinking, when is the best time to put them on this channel? Because it's still tarot. I'm still doing tarot. So it's not considered like only commentary. So I have 4 sexy videos that I may put out. I'm not sure the timing for me. Maybe this is the right time. I'm not sure. I'm still waiting. Um, but yeah, but I was considering doing a sexy tarot years ago. Okay. It was before 2020, right? Before 2020, around that time. But I didn't do it because I kept getting rejected by OnlyFans. It kept rejecting, saying your ID is not clear, your ID is this, your ID, and it kept rejecting. And I just gave up. And then when a person I'm subscribed to last year said that they were on OnlyFans and they wanted us to go there and watch their tarot, I was like, I think you know who I'm talking about. I was like, okay, well, let me sign up again and try to get on to watch this person's OnlyFans tarot. But I kept getting rejected by the ID, saying the ID is not clear. Even though I kept taking the picture over and over, sending it, it just kept rejecting. But then it accepted the ID, and then it said it needed my social media to link up to my social media. And I don't want those. I don't want those social media sites that they wanted me to link up to. I no longer associate with those sites. FB and the bird, the one with the bird. I don't associate with those, and that's what they wanted me to attach the OnlyFans account to watch another OnlyFans person. And I'm like, no, no, I'm not. So I wasn't able to do that. So twice it rejected me from being um, someone there, but I do have a starter account where it will only let me like open an account, but it won't let me fully enter into opening videos for it. Okay. So all I have is a username and password. Okay. Yeah. So something has kept me from being on there and doing OnlyFans. And I'm really, really glad that I have in my life where I don't really need that. It's like I think I'd rather be without than actually do that. See, but their rejection, it seems like it was my protection from going backwards. Because maybe in another life I would have gotten naked, or in another life maybe I did do something like that, and I'm supposed to not do that in this life, but I was tempted. Okay, because OnlyFans it was just like a thing. It became a thing, and but I never was able to get on. And it's kind of like I was being protected because I was going to awaken after 2020 to some of the things I'm saying now. And I don't want to look back and say, oh my gosh, that's there. That's there. So this lifetime is a lot of things that that if you're being protected and you're still going after it, you're still trying to do it, then obviously you may get a tower moment. But if you're able to get through, it may be that you got through and you're going to not be in, you're not going to be in the, on the path of awakening to something else because you're going to be stuck on trying to fix this. So I'm so glad. Oh, okay. You said on what social network? About what? Like it was like OnlyFans. I wasn't. It's like I was being protected from an OnlyFans account, but I could have kept persisting, determined to do it. But I'm the kind that's like, you know what? If it's giving me this much problems, I don't even want it. That's the kind of energy I have now. Where if something is like rejecting you, but it's something that you're going to regret in the future. If it's something you're going to regret in the future and it's rejecting you more than once, go ahead and just let it go. Okay. Okay. Because you're going to regret it in the future. So, oh, you said I answered it already. Got it. Yeah. So I do not, I do not have an OnlyFans. I do not. Um, I don't have it. It's just an account, a username, and a password. That's all I have. I don't have anything else. No videos for that. Um, but I mean, nothing. I'm not knocking it. If anybody else is doing it, that's they you know they've given their body up to the industry. Eventually, they're going to, if they want to get out of that, they're going to, their soul is going to fight to get out of it, and that's when you're going to start seeing a lot of things happening to that person because when that soul has, when that body has is determined to stay in that industry and you're rejecting it, your soul starts to say, never mind, I don't like what I'm seeing. And you're inside your body and your soul is saying, you know what, I don't like what you're doing with my body, you know, and it starts speaking up for itself instead of being quiet and complicit. When you start speaking for yourself, you know, because your eyes are the what the windows to your soul. That's what they say. So so when you're sitting inside your soul, letting your body do these things, is because you signed a soul NDA to let the body do those things. Because now everybody thinks you're cool, you're brave, you're bold. Man, wow, you're cold, you're badass. It's like it's just a different persona comes out because that's not you. The real you is just sitting there waiting. I think we talked about that, right? So when people that are doing OnlyFans and stuff finally awaken to something, there's something that's going to make somebody snap and say, you know what? No, I don't want you doing this to my body. I'm good. No, I'm breaking this soul NDA and I'm speaking up. Either if you can't speak, you're going to start moving your body a certain way and you're going to start rejecting it. And when you start rejecting it, your body's, the person, the puppet running your body is going to be pissed. They're going to be like, hey, I've gone this far. You can't turn now. You can't turn back now. I've gone this far. The body's going to start rejecting because you're not the one that's supposed to be running it, obviously, because you've sold it. You sold the body, not the soul. Your soul is going to start rejecting what your body is doing because you're sitting there watching your body do things that you were okay with it, saying, hey, I'm going to do this. Do you want it? It's $10 million. You're like, $10 million? Okay. And so he's like, sign right here. But your soul better shut the hell up. Shh. NDA, soul NDA, shut the hell up. Don't say nothing. Let me run the show. And so they run the show. Then one day you just snap and like, ooh, I don't like that. No, I don't like that. No, I'm about to speak up. And if you can't speak, you're going to start, like I said, you're going to start doing things with your body, like moving your body a certain way. You're like, we're not doing that. And let's say somebody's in an act of a sexual act, right? and they need to do it a certain way. And they're doing something with their mouth. And then their soul says, you know what, we're not doing this anymore. Bye. And then bites down. That's when I'm telling you, I'm giving you examples of how your soul can start rejecting what the body is doing when it's being ran by a puppet master, the men in black. Your if the soul has decided it's going to shut your mouth by making, maybe it put tape on it, maybe um it jacked up your teeth, maybe it's something, maybe it's going to try to shut your mouth somehow, okay, maybe by keeping you isolated, or like say, or shadow banned, but it's still going to try to use your body. Or if it's not shadow banning you, right, it's it's going to try to use, if you're, it knows that you can still control your body, okay, it knows that at any time while your soul is sitting there watching what it's doing with your body, it's like, okay, at any time it knows that you can flip the light back on and say, no, I'm not doing this, this is it. It knows at any time. So while it has your NDA, while it has your silence, it's going to be wreaking havoc, doing things that are so bold, like, is like, wow, why is she doing that? Or she can flip like that. God damn. It's like you're seeing this person be a super person, a super persona, and you're like, wow. But when you meet them in real life, and they're the ones that have to meet the people sometimes, which one is gonna speak? Okay. Which persona? Is it going to be the one that's your soul, where it's going to be like kind of shy and quiet, like you don't, or is it going to be the tough person that's showing that persona? Okay, you just never know which one you're going to meet, and they're scared of you one day being in front of an audience and the real you speaking up. They're always afraid of that. Don't get it twisted. Every time you go somewhere and you have sold your body, the one thing the puppet masters, the men in black, are afraid of, no matter what, is your soul one day speaking for itself or acting out in a way. Like I said, I gave you like I gave you a scenario of somebody doing something like OnlyFans. They're in the act of doing something sexual, right? And as they're doing it, they decided that the soul is looking at the situation, the scenery, and one day they just decide, I don't want to do this anymore. And when they decide that, at that moment, that's when that body is going to know. That body, that puppet master that's running that body, when that person decides that they're no longer interested in that sexual act, and they decide to take their body back, that soul says, no, I'm not doing this. And to react, to act it out with their body, they may bite down. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. They may bite down, or if there's a sex scene, they may mess up the sex scene on purpose. Their body is now starting to act out because now the soul has rejected the body acting this way, acting a fool, acting the way that they're no longer. Uh, the soul is like, no, no more. I don't want my body acting this way anymore. And so the person puppeting the body is going to be on high alert, emergency mode, trying to fix what happened. And have you seen moments where somebody is surprised on stage when they did not expect the person to say a certain thing, and they call it when the person's out of script? You've seen a lot of leaders, a lot of people that are in leadership, they're supposed to read the prompt, the teleprompter, and you've seen it. Oh my goodness, you've seen it during the last presidency, when certain people that were singers or rappers, they came onto the stage, but without the teleprompter, the puppet master, they didn't know what to say. It was quiet. I told you, the soul goes quiet because the puppet master has been running that the whole time. Yeah, you see, as we're talking, as I'm talking, I'm getting more downloads. This is stuff I never said before or never knew. I just don't know. All these things are being said is because I'm being made to say them. And if somebody wants people to awaken to the fact that this is what's going on. I don't know. This is a download that I'm just being presented with firsthand. I'm saying it the same time I'm hearing it is the first time I'm saying it is the first time I'm hearing it. Okay, these downloads. And they're giving me examples of what it is, of how you know that they cannot really sell your soul. Somebody wants everybody to know that no, they cannot sell your soul. They've been trying to find ways to do it, but it's impossible. It's impossible to sell your soul. Impossible. But you can sell flesh. People have done it. They've been doing it for centuries. Flesh of any kind. They've sold it. It's not right. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying it happens, right? What is that? What is this? What is this little? What is he right here? I see something like a little blur right here. No, no, no. I see. I've been seeing that for a while. Like it looked like a little, like, yeah. Tell me if you see anything over here, because I see a little like a blur right there. But I've been seeing too many snapped hams videos. Yeah. But anyway, um, it looks like, yeah, it looks like those videos that they show us, where they show ghost figures and stuff like that. I don't know what's over there. Um, yeah, it's distracting. So see, I'll tell you, there's distractions everywhere. I don't see anything either. So good. So, well, if you did, I didn't mean to scare you. If it was, so, it, but yeah, I was talking about the people that are they're suddenly, um, they speak up suddenly. That's their soul coming out. Okay, that's their soul speaking up, and you see all the faces look around, and they try to stop the microphone. They try to block the person. They try. There are people that have spoken up, especially from congregations where they said they were told what to say, and when they went out of character is when the other church members will move them out of the way and take the mic, and it's like, oh no, they meant to say this. This is that energy. I'm telling you, you just sit there, and just, there are people that sit there and allow their bodies to be used because they're going to get public recognition, some kind of financial gain, assets, or some type of leadership position in some type of business congregation. And so they are let their body be used by these people to be a representative to their cause, right? Of representing them. But then the one day you decide, no, that doesn't make sense, and you decided to take your finger off your mouth and speak. You're like, wait a minute, this is what it is. And that's when all hell's gonna break loose, because they're like, oh shoot, we can't use your body anymore because you've revealed something, you've went out of script. Okay, that's where we get, that's how you know that it's just it's I don't get mad at people that are doing OnlyFans. I don't get mad. One day they're going to get that courage to get out of that, because this is our world. Our world is filled with, make it, there's like the haves and the have nots. Okay, and the people that have not do what they can, and a lot of people want them to do a lot of things with their body for pay, and it's sad. But one day there's something that's going to click. I think the word is click. There's something that's going to click inside them to say, you know what, this is not me. This is not like me. I don't want to do this. You're no longer allowed to do this with my body. And so they're going to speak up or act out. When I say act out, the acting out will be a sign of revenge, like not revenge as in, destroying things. The revenge is like getting the revenge on that entity, that puppet master, specifically that puppet master, whoever is puppeting them. So, like I said, in that congregation, it would be that they would be, it would be sudden that they speak up for themselves. But who's the revenge against? The fakes in that congregation. It's not that they're going to go out and tear up houses and land and people's property. No, no, no. That's not the type of revenge I'm talking about. The revenge will be to the puppet master itself. Like right then and there, the revenge will be that um, they speak up or don't speak up. Like if the puppet master wants you to speak up about something that they're doing wrong and they want you to say it's right, and you just nope, that's also revenge. Just nope, not doing it. I'm not speaking on your cause because you're lying. And you don't have to say a word, just don't say anything. And that's also a sign of rebellion against something evil. Okay? That's simple. Hmm. Um, um, okay. Well, I think I've said enough on on this video, but I think I'll come back and do another commentary on something else. If I think of something else to add to this, I might. But I think I said enough that anybody that watches this video that wants to can understand pretty much that you can't sell your soul. It's not for sale. Cannot be for sale. It's eternal. You must be born again. You just keep coming back, and hopefully you do something different. And in some cases, they say that when you're done, you just don't have to come back. That'll be amazing. You don't have to come back and you go to another realm that's even more beautiful, better than this, more happier, where no one dies, no one gets sick. That would be the best world ever. Okay. Yeah, I said a lot. I said a lot. And I went into another situation with the debit cards having chips on them and religion. But yeah. But thank you for watching. And I appreciate your feedback. I appreciate it. I'm going to say thank you and close out. Thank you for. I say thank you for watching and your feedback. Appreciate it. You said I was your coffee. You know what? You only had one, right? Because that's only one me. Okay. Yeah. He says, oh yeah, good morning. Oh well, that's another subject. That's another. I was about to say something else, but it's another subject for another day. Hmm. So, but thank you for showing up, and you have a good night.